ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் நம்ம எல்லோரும் மிகவும் பணிவோடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி 2 கைகள் மடி மீது வைத்து உட்காருவோம். சந்தோஷ சித்தத்தோடு தியானத்துக்கு உட்காருவோம். ஒரு சின்ன குழந்தையோட நிலையில் நம்முடைய தெய்வீக அன்னையை பார்ப்போம். மிகவும் அன்போடு பார்ப்போம். கவனம் 2 உள்ளங்கையும் சகஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து தெய்வீக இணைப்பை உணர முடியறதான் கவனிப்போம். அனுமதியை கேட்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் உங்களுடைய குழந்தைகள் தியானம் செய்ய அமர்ந்திருக்கிறோம் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு அனுமதி தந்து தாங்கள் தான் இந்த தியானத்தை வழிநடத்த வேண்டும் தாயே. மெதுவாக குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்த்துட்டு மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கண்கள் மூடிக்கொள்வோம். கவனம் நம்மளுக்குள் கொண்டு வருவோம். ஹிருதயத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். மிகவும் அன்போடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நம்முடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் வரவழைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் வாருங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்களுடைய அன்பும் கருணையால் எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. தங்களுடைய வருகையை எங்களுக்கு உணர செய்யுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எப்பொழுதும் தங்களுடைய திருக்கமல பாத தரிசனம் எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் சகஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். சைத்தன்யத்தை உணர்வோமான் கவனிப்போம். வலது உள்ளங்கை உச்சந்தலைக்கு கொஞ்சம் மேல வைத்து பார்ப்போம். வலது கை மடக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இடது கையால பார்ப்போம். நுண்ணுதல்கள் உணர்வோமான் கவனிப்போம். அதில் மாற்றத்தை உணர்வோமான் கவனிப்போம். நம்முடைய கவனம் உச்சந்தலையில் நிறைக்கிறதான் கவனிப்போம். மெதுவாக இடது கையும் மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து 3 மகாமந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीमहालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக 2 உள்ளங்கையும் பூமி தாய் மீது வைப்போம். இரண்டு உள்ளங்கை வைத்த உடனே நம்மளுக்குள் உள்ள தேவையற்ற சக்திகள் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீங்கிவிடும். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா. தயவு செய்து எங்களை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கி எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. இடநாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். இடது கை மடி மீது, வலது கை பூமி தாய் மீதே இருக்கட்டும். நம்மளுடைய முழு கவனம் நம்மளுடைய இடநாடி. இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சந்தலையில் வைத்து மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய இடநாடியை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய இடநாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஒளிமயமாக வைத்திருங்கள் தாயே. தூய விருப்பத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. அந்த விருப்பத்தை திருடமாக, தீவிரமாக இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஆத்மானுபவம் பெறுவதே எங்களுடைய தூய விருப்பம். பிங்கள நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். வலது கை மடி மீது, இடது கை ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைப்போம். முழு கவனம் பிங்களா நாடி. 2 உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சந்தலையில் வைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளையும் ஆகாய மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி எங்களுக்கு தூய காரிய சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய தூய விருப்பத்தை செயலில் கொண்டு வர அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் ஏதும் செய்வதில்லை. தாங்கள் தான் எல்லாவற்றையும் செய்கிறீர்கள், அனுபவிக்கிறீர்கள். நாங்கள் தாங்களுடைய கருவி மட்டுமே. இந்த உணர்வு எப்பொழுதும் எங்களுக்குள் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. இடது கை மடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். 2 உள்ளங்கை மடி மீது ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நோக்கி நம்மளுடைய முழு கவனம் நம்மளுடைய நடு நாடி சுஷும்னா நாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை முழுமையாக திறந்து சமநிலையில் வைத்திருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய கவனம் கடந்த காலத்திலோ பிற்காலத்திலோ போகாமல் நிகழ்காலத்தில் தியான நிலையில் நிலையாக வைத்திருங்கள் தாயே. தெய்வீக ஞான சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. கவனம் 2 உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சந்தலையில் வைத்து பார்ப்போம். நுண்ணதிர்கள் உணர்வுமான் கவனிப்போம். மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய கவனம் நம்மளுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா, ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயா, எங்களுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா, ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயாவோட எல்லா குணங்களையும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. நம்மளுடைய கவனம் வலது மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். அங்கு அமர்ந்த ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயாவை வணங்குவோம். மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள ஷடரூபி சத்ருக்கள் காம, குரோத, லோப, மோக, மத மத்சரத்தை முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயாவோட எல்லா குணங்களையும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. சுவாமிநாத கராவலம்பம் ஸ்தோத்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். हे स्वामीनाथ करुणाकर दीन बंधो, श्री पार्वतीश मुख पंकज पद्म बंधो, श्रीशादिदेव गण पूजित पाद पद्म वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, देवादिदेवनुत देवगणाधिनाथ देवेन्द्र वन्द्य मृदु पंकज मंजुपाद देवर्षि नारद मुनीन्द्र सुगीत कीर्ते वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, नित्यानदान निरताखिल रोगहारिन् तस्मात् प्रदान परिपूरित भक्त काम श्रुत्यागम प्रणव वाच्य निज स्वरूप वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, क्रौञ्चा सुरेन्द्र परिखण्डन शक्तिशूल पाशादिशस्त्र परिमण्डित दिव्यपाणे श्रीकुण्डलीशरुतटुण्ड शिखीन्द्रवाह वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, देवादिदेव रथमण्डल मध्यवेद्य देवेन्द्र पीठ नगरं दृढचापहस्तम् शूरं निहत्य सुरकोटि विरीड्यमान वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, हारादिरत्नमणियुक्त किरीटहार केयूरकुण्डल सत कवचाभिराम श्रीवीरतारक जयामर वृन्दवन्द्य वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, पञ्चाक्षरादिमनुमन्त्रित गाङ्गतो यै पञ्चामृतै प्रमुदितेन्द्र मुखैर्सुनीन्द्रैर् पट्टाभिषिक्त हरियुक्त परासनाथ वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्, श्रीकार्तिकेय करुणामृतपूर्णदृष्ट्या कामादिरोगकलुषीकृतदुष्टचित्तम् भक्त्या तु मामवकलाधरकान्तिकान्या वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम् वल्लीशनाथ मम देहि करावलम्बम्। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் நம்முடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ கணேசாவை வணங்கி மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவத்தை நிலைநிறுத்துங்கள் தாயே. श्री गणेश तरह से पूर्वम ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्त सिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण ऋतं एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नाद सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेश विद्या गणकऋषिः निश्रुतगायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशाङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयाधौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लंबोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் நம்முடைய மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री माता जी தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி மாதா எங்களுக்குள் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தாங்களே எங்களுக்குள் இயக்கும் சக்தி, காக்கும் சக்தி, வழிநடத்தும் சக்தி. தயவு செய்து எங்களை எங்கும் பரவி இருக்கிற இறை சக்தியோட ஒன்றினையே தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய சகசிராரத்துக்கு பாருங்கள் தாயே. சகசிர கமலத்தை முழுமையாக திறந்து இன்னும் மேல் நோக்கி சகசிராரத்துக்கும் மேலேயும் தாங்கள் சென்று இறை சக்தியோட ஒன்றினையே தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. அந்த சக்தியை நாங்கள் உள்வாங்கிக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. அந்த இறை சக்தி எங்களுடைய ஒவ்வொரு சக்கரங்களையும் ஊக்கமளிக்க தெய்வீக குணத்தோட நிரப்ப அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. நம்முடைய சகசிராரம் நன்றாக திறந்திருக்கான்னு கவனிப்போம். கவனம் சகசிராரத்துக்கு கொஞ்சம் மேல வைத்து சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். தெய்வீக நுண்ணுணர்வுகளை அனுபவிப்போம். நிர்விசார நிலைக்கு போவோம். இதே தியான நிலையில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்டு உள்வாங்கிப்போம்.
Conditions of other Sahajogis. Many of you are Sahajogis and you have felt cool breeze from the very first day and have been feeling it all through. But there are so many still who don't even feel the cool breeze. And they feel very funny about it and feel sort of guilty. Sometimes they feel that they are something of a lower type or something wrong with them, that they don't feel the cool breeze. So one of the greatest worry for all of you should be that there are some people who are not feeling anything in their hands. They have been coming to Sahaja Yoga, have been religiously working it out, but they haven't been able to achieve the first experience of cool breeze. For this, there can be many reasons. Not one, but there can be many reasons. And without getting involved into these reasons, if you try to see within yourself, and if others who have felt it are compassionate and kind, they can definitely help others. But the worst thing that we human beings suffer from is ego. And this ego makes us feel small. At the slightest thing, anybody tries to help you. Some people might have a hurt ego, might have a bloated ego, might have a state of mind which does not even see the ego. And that is why it is difficult to talk to anyone what is to be done to improve. So those who are better off suffer from a dilemma. They don't want to hurt another person, and another fear they have that if they try to help others, their ego might go up because they are afraid of their own ego. But we must understand that once we have come to Sahaja Yoga, once our Kundalini has been awakened, then all of us have now become part and parcel of one body. Of one body of the great primordial being. In a body, as human bodies are, supposing a finger is numb, then all the body's attention is on that finger to cure it. And all the other fingers and the whole body, the brain, the mind you can call it, everything is worried about that finger, how to make it all right. Naturally, there is no ego for these fingers. So nobody feels hurt or bad. And the fingers are also anxious to do it because they can feel the problem of the finger which is numb. If there is some problem, say, internally within your body, all the cells which are needed to correct that problem will rush. The blood will rush, the heart will pump, everything will work out in a very coordinated way. But nobody feels hurt. Then why should I take help from anyone? Neither the one who helps is frightened or afraid or also feels the evil. The reason is the cells of the body are under the complete control of one brain or one personality or one self. But in Sahaja Yoga, this collectivity is not yet established. That's why people feel hurt, people hurt each other. They have fear. Of another cell, which is the brother cell, which is the partner cell, which is the part and parcel of your own being. Are we afraid of our eyes or afraid of our nose? Are we afraid of our hands or of our feet? And this collectivity is such a vicious circle that unless and until you become really collective, you cannot feel another person. And unless and until you have that sense of responsibility of collectivity built in yourself, you cannot help another person. So a certain amount of growth is needed in the whole body to be sensitive enough to help each other, to be wise enough to help each other, to be resourceful enough to really nourish another. And that development has to come again through collectivity. It's most surprising. I know sometimes people feel that there are Sahaja Yogis who are not even of one mind. I agree that somebody will say your Vishuddhi is catching, another will say your heart is catching, another will say your void is catching. They don't say that all of them will say the same thing. One will say this, one will say that, one will say that. The reason is some of them have developed a certain sensitivity to a certain center. but not to all the centers. And that's how there can be a difference of opinion, as there should not be at all. So firstly, we must all know that we are still growing. We have to still grow. In Sahaja Yoga, even if you get your realization, that doesn't mean you have suddenly become John the Baptist. We all have to grow. And for growing and growth, we have to discard something and we have to accept something. And the best thing that should be discarded is your ego. And it comes in so many ways that it creates a barrier between you and your Creator. Sometimes this ego can take you to anti-God activities and you will not know that it is your ego is taking down there. Because the identification with ego has been not in this life but in many lives before also. So to get misidentified, or we can say to get dissolved, or this ego, or to get away from this ego, is a difficult. But as you grow out of the mud of this ego, the lotus starts becoming fragrant and everybody can see that fragrance. It is more difficult in the Western countries than in the East. Because the whole basis of the growth in the West has been so far based on ego and competition. There is no competition in Sahaja Yoga. You just think, if one finger starts competing with another finger, what will happen? It is as absurd as that. Now we are talking of fruits. We are not talking of the shoot, what people have achieved through Western style of thinking. Now we have to go deep down into the roots. So we must change our methods. There is no competition at all among roots. They help each other. If one fails, another goes and helps. That is how this living process can work out. We have to change our ways of tackling ourselves and others. And we have to realize that God's power of love is the highest, deepest, and the mightiest. And this is the power of love that we have to assert. But love just does not mean that you spoil someone or tell lies just to please someone. It may not be pleasing in the beginning, maybe, but ultimately it will. So when you have to talk to someone, of course, you need not be arrogant or rude at all. You should be sweet. You should be kind, compassionate. But it's no diplomacy going on there. It's not any that you are trying to get out some votes from that person. It's a guideline you are giving to the person. And the guideline can be even silent. The greatest guideline for anyone is the precepts you follow, the ideals you have, the way you behave. You know, in India, one person gave realization to 10,000 people. And how he impressed others. He impressed others because he went to an office, a commissioner's office, for some his personal work. And then he started talking in such a manner that they couldn't understand that this man has come for some practical, every day-to-day stuff. And the way he's talking, the way he's behaving, the way he's dignified, and so far. How is he managing that? So they said, who is your guru? Immediately came into their head, must be some good guru here. Yeah. He said, I have no guru. I have only a mother. He said, we all have. That's how it started. So one must know that by your own behavior, you can talk to another person. And that behavior should not be superficial, must be coming from the heart, the concern that this person should be all right. Genuine concern. And even a dog knows that. You don't have to tell anybody by taking some sort of a vow. But even a dog knows what is a genuine concern and what is not a genuine concern. With that concern, you have to talk. And that is what we lack, is the genuineness within ourselves. Our heart is not open. Open your hearts. Now you have entered into the kingdom of God. Open your hearts. Just see yourself, why have you got fear? For what? Ultimately, what is going to happen? We are all going to die, isn't it? So put that, fix that point. One, we are going to die. Whether a tiger eats us or we jump from anywhere. Something has to happen to us to die. So why should there be any fear? Now, if there could be a genuine fear, is this that you may not receive your realization. Even this genuine fear has no meaning, because this will also kill your chances of realization. If you believe that God is great and that His compassion is great, really from your heart, you will get your realization, no doubt. You all are there for that. And the divine power itself is anxious to do it. Extremely anxious. You can see. Can you believe that there are so many people who are realized souls today in this London? I came here about 20 years back, and if somebody had told me that there are going to be so many realized souls here in this place, I would never have believed, because at that time I had met very few in the whole world, I would say. So the things are happening, but be patient and believe in the mercy of God, in the kindness of God, in His compassion, in His anxiety to give you this gift of realization. And this is one of the greatest hindrances people have when they do not feel their vibrations. Today I received a letter from Jill, and she said she went with my photograph to be framed or something in a shop. And the shop shopkeeper, that lady, she looked at the photographs and she was a little bit, I don't know, concerned. And she said, whose photograph is this? So Jill just said that to put your hands towards it. Oh God, what has happened? As if some door has opened. Just she put hands there and she gets that. And Jill was amazed because 6 months she never felt anything. She was breaking her head with it. Mother, I never feel cool breeze, I never feel cool breeze. She is a great seeker, no doubt. And now she says that her brother came and he didn't feel the cool breeze. So Jill said, you have a bad liver. Yes, yes. How do you know? I have. I've got pain in the liver. I've had problems with the liver. So Jill said, put your hand towards the photograph and put your left hand on the liver. Oh God, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling the tingling and this and that. And he showed the finger for the liver. And she was amazed that this gentleman just walks into the shop where so many people are coming, going. No Caxton Hall, no peaceful atmosphere, no other surgeon visiting there. And suddenly you find this gentleman feels the cool breeze. Not only that, but he can exactly say where he is catching. Nothing happened, no trembling in the hands, no shaking, no burning. And he felt better on the liver. She couldn't understand. What was the reason? The reason is very simple. When you come for a program, there are many others who are already feeling vibrations. And you don't feel it. It's like, you see, they have a property and you don't have, sort of a thing. So your mind which has worked through competition, mind which has worked through realizing that somebody has something I don't have, haves and have-nots, you see. That mind starts putting fear into your head. Oh God, will you have it or not? Will I get it? Or even if I get it, will I lose it? And that fear I see on the faces of many new people. Give up that fear. You are all going to get your realization. Give up that fear. You have not entered into any competition here. Just to relax. Just relax. Then the more you want to do about Sahaja Yoga, again you are tense. I have to meditate early in the morning, I have to get up tomorrow early in the morning. You see, you go on questioning yourself, whole night you won't sleep. And when you are meditating, you are dozing. Relax. God is looking after you, believe me. He is going to give you realization and He is going to look after you and He is going to wake you up in the morning too. But relax. The first idea that I can do it is wrong. He has to. It's not working out because you think you can do it. If you can come to this conclusion that I cannot do it, it is His mercy, His graciousness has to come. But after realization, you have to do something in the sense, you have to desire. But when I say you have to desire it again, you will say, all right, now I'm going to sit down here and nail myself to this place and I'm going to sit down and desire it. this desire is a dead desire. You see, just pushed onto your head that, oh, I must desire, mother has told I must desire. You have to be hungry. You don't say that I have to desire that, I have to be hungry. The hunger is from within, which is there, no doubt, but is clouded. The hunger is clouded because you have fear. If you put a goat before a tiger and give him to eat, he will reduce with that eating whatever it is. Because it has that fear that there is a tiger which is going to eat you. So first kill all the imaginary tigers around you. Again we come back to the same. That desire must come from within. And it is there. What is clouded? Relax. It should not be that I am very relaxed. It's childlike. It's simple. A relaxed person is just like a child. So not to get frantic. Try to relax. That's all. For everyone. But relaxation never means that you are inactive. On the contrary, the person who is relaxed is extremely active on the exterior, but inside is absolutely silent. Absolutely relaxed and at ease. Outside you may feel, as you know now, at this time, tremendous vibrations are flowing. And I can see the flow, tremendous. And all the chakras are doing like this around me. But I see them and they are playing. At the most I may stop talking. But it is flowing. So whether it is for the seeking or for anything else in the world, the first thing is that you must take an attitude of a relaxed witness. If you can do that, then those who are not feeling vibrations will definitely feel. I've seen people on whom I've been working, it wouldn't work out. Of course, they were not rude or anything arrogant, but felt very sad that they couldn't get the vibration. So I said, all right, today you go and enjoy the flowers in the garden, enjoy the birds, and talk to the sky and come back to them. It works out. Because you have been always like this. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to achieve anything. You become. First you become, and then mentally you understand Sahaja Yoga. But those who try to understand Sahaja Yoga mentally first are really in for trouble. Because when you read it, it sounds so great and you think, oh God, where am I? So, please, if you give realization to someone, Take it easy. It will grow. Don't give advent to it. Next moment. We do it. Why? We think we should impress the person that Sahaja Yoga is a great thing and the person must read Advent, so he'll come to Sahaja Yoga and we'll establish this man because he will see and will be impressed. If somebody is going to be impressed by these things, such a person is of no use for Sahaja Yoga. Take it from me. If they are going to be impressed by something exterior and superficial, how far will they go? They have to achieve it within themselves, their own spirit. They have to be impressed by themselves, by their own achievements. If you understand this simple principle, that when we become the spirit, we manifest a power which is just the opposite of any other so-called powers. Like you take science, it will analyze. Sahaja Yoga will synthesize.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்களை திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நன்றியை கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இன்றைய தியானம் அளித்ததற்கு நன்றி தாயே. நாங்கள் தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னியுங்கள் தாயே. நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி வந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.